All right, here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Snap Material Podcast. It is a new year, January 2026. We're coming back at you here a little bit late, but that's all right. We have got a discussion ahead here of the previous season, Weapon X, and then we will follow that up with our discussion on the meta. A little bit of a truncated month. We're going to try and get back on track next month just because, hey, we had the holidays in here. We had all sorts of stuff going on. We were busy guys, so we're just going to come at you here with our discussion on Weapon X.
Some of us had car trouble at the same time.
Evan Bevins over there, he is finally ready to talk some Snap because he's just had a heck of a weekend.
We don't all of us have healing factors, Jesse.
That is true. Hey, previous season, Weapon X drops December 2nd, 2025. And yes, Weapon X Wolverine, 2 cost, 1 power after one of your other cards is destroyed, plus 1 power after every third time. Improve this effect by 1. All right. So we had some thoughts there last month on what we thought about this card. Now that we have had the opportunity to watch it in action for a full month, what are your thoughts here?
I did not see him a lot. The thing that most jumps out in my mind, well, two, that his version in Grand Arena, I found much more compelling. Of course, I could actually use him. What did he do in Grand Arena? I forgot to go look that up. But yeah, he was getting bonuses off of destroying cards. Of course, I do not recall seeing him a lot this season. The other thing that jumps out to me is there is a Weapon X variant of the standard Wolverine card that confuses the heck out of me, kind of like Deadpool and Headpool. But I mean, if you're running a destroy deck, you know, unless it's a question of room, especially if you're trying to cram another meta in there,
right.
We'll talk more about that later. Maybe you don't include him, but I mean, a card that gets a bonus every time you destroy, who wouldn't want that?
I used him somewhat. I saw him more at the beginning of the season. There were plenty of times where I saw him out there, but it wasn't a big turnaround. I tried to get him in a deck. Again, you've got so many things that fit in the destroy archetype. You kind of have your pick of the litter here, and clearly you want a deck that is going to destroy a lot of things. Trying to get him in something like that, you're probably going to have Nimrod in there. You're going to have things that you can destroy multiples of, and then watch him reach the top. I think somebody had shared a picture on Reddit as the season began after they had gotten the card, and the power was up to 35. Something crazy, you know, it was up there. So, you know, I personally had him in a deck, but I kind of went away from him as the season went on just because I was using other stuff. So again, not a game breaker in my opinion, but fun to have out there.
Oh, yeah.
But then next up is probably, well, this in combination with another card. We talked about it already. Adamantium Infusion. This is a skill card, 4 cost. You throw this out there, and on reveal, revive your highest power destroyed card with its power doubled. I knew that this thing was going to be a monster in combination with another card that we have later on down the line, which is Fastball Special. My honest opinion is I feel like this card is going to increase in cost because of the combo. I'm surprised they haven't done it yet.
Or else Fastball Special will.
It's going to be one of those two.
I have played many a turn 6 Fastball Special Adamantium Infusion. I have had that combo played on me. I don't remember how soon I started using it. I was definitely using it before I got Fastball Special. I know I started using it a whole lot more when I got Fastball Special. Often, I used Nimrod, but I also used another class. I mean, you know, Fastball Special Adamantium Infusion. Those are classic Wolverine tropes. I used another classic comic pairing to some success with Adamantium Infusion. Any guesses?
I have no idea.
Kid Omega and Black Panther.
That's nice. That's big time. What does that result in? Like, okay, so he comes out, he doubles the...
Kid Omega would, Black Panther, if you don't boost him up, which sometimes I could boost him up a little more, like with Agony. But yeah, Black Panther gets you a, let's see, if you just play him normally, he's a 10, you destroy him, Kid Omega gets up to an 11, and then Adamantium Infusion brings him back at a 40.
Yeah, which, by the way...
What was the combo somebody played some insane combo with Man Spider that got up to like 100 and something.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Well, just to let everybody know, Fastball Special, 2 cost, 0 power. It's a skill card. On reveal, destroy your highest power card here to afflict an enemy card here with that much negative power. So yeah, we've mentioned Fastball Special quite a bit here. That's that card in combination with Adamantium Infusion. I mean, the one that I was using the most this season was easily trying to get turn 7 and then get Infinite out there and then Fastball Special him and then get him over into another lane at a 40, and it's a big 60-point swing. The other thing that I love is, I'll mention this in the meta, but I got to complete the Pixel, oh my goodness, the 1 cost like Pixel All-Stars or something. I can't remember what they're called.
Yeah.
Like low cost, high impact or something like that. Anyway, I finished a Pixel album. And the reward for the Pixel album is a Wolverine emote.
Nice.
And so anytime that I'm about ready to lay down the Fastball Special, I emote with Wolverine and then I send him. And I love it.
Nice.
So anyway.
The other way I've used Adamantium Infusion a couple times is on Altar of Death or Death's Domain, because whoever you bring back will stay there.
Yep. Those 2 cards this season, I think, are some of the better cards they've made in quite a bit, as far as impact goes. That's crazy.
And you do love you some Destroy.
I do. Love it all the time. This is definitely a destroy-heavy season for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so there's Adamantium Infusion. We talked about it. We also talked about Fastball Special. Let's go to Chamber. Chamber, 2 cost, 3 power. Activate plus 2 power for each 5 cost or higher card you have here and in hand. I didn't see him a whole lot. He was out there every once in a while. I think the one time I did see him, I red guardianed him. So they took him out.
Yeah, I don't mean to say the card is nothing to sneeze at. I did not see him a bunch. I still like him in a Juggernaut deck, but I did not get him, other than the fact that Chamber is one of the coolest looking characters Marvel's ever put out there, and he's from Generation X. In game, I mean, I could see him being useful, but I'm not pining for Chamber.
Same here.
I'm not Husk, people. Come on.
All right. Next up was a prize. Team Clash was a new game, right? Like this is the first time we had a chance to play it, which I kind of liked. Yeah, it was actually fairly fun. Wild Child, 2 cost, 1 power, ongoing plus 4 power if you've discarded a card, plus 4 power if one of your cards has been destroyed. What are your thoughts on Wild Child?
I got him, and I didn't use him for a long time until I got one of the other cards we're going to talk about. And then I used pretty much only those decks for a few days. A 2 cost, 9 power with no downside. You have to do 2 things to activate him. Usually those are archetypes by themselves. But a 2 cost, 5 power is not bad. If you've got a destroy or a discard deck, maybe you put him in there and he's a 2/5. And if a location does one of those things, then you've got a bonus. Most cards with a cost that low and a power that high have some kind of drawback. He does not, other than Enchantress, Echo, Rogue, or Red Guardian can take him out, but it's only a 2 cost investment. I like him.
Yeah, I've also got him, but haven't had a chance to use him a whole lot to his fullest extent. I've seen other people use him, and he can be a problem if you're not expecting it. So he's the Wild Child. All right.
He's a lot more useful than, I think this was the card from Grand Arena.
Wade Wilson.
Yes.
2 cost, 2 power. When destroyed, replace this with a 1 cost card from your hand or deck with plus 1 power.
I think they changed him now. I think he's plus 2 power now because nobody was using him.
No, that's good.
That makes it a little more appealing because obviously you're wanting to turn him into Deadpool or Headpool, and plus 2 power goes a long way with Deadpool, who I have been using a lot more recently. I even thought about putting Wade Wilson into one of those decks.
Well,
that's all I did was think about it.
Yeah.
Not very long, but I thought about it.
Yeah, the trade-off to me does not seem appealing. Like, you got to wait till probably turn 3 before you can do anything. By the time you get this all done, you're on turn 4 already. I'm just not a big fan. It's not appealing to me.
Well, if you've already destroyed Deadpool or Headpool a couple times, then he boosts them up even more. But I usually have 2 to 3 1 and 2 cost cards in my decks. I know a lot of people don't do it that way, or you use fewer of those low cost cards. Sometimes I do, but my thing is, if you're running a destroy deck, at what point do you decide Wade Wilson belongs in there in place of Wild Child, Marrow, Wolverine, Fastball Special, Kid Omega? I just don't see how, unless you're doing a destroy deck with all low cost cards and Havoc. Make a note of that. I don't see who Wade's going to bump out.
I think his cost needs lowered. I honestly think you need to get him out there on turn 1 to get him going a little bit more. I get it, but just 2-2 and I just, no. All right, well.
Unless you're a fan of backup quarterbacks from the 90s.
All right, then. There was a Wade Wilson. That's right. I remember that. Okay. Next up.
Browning Nagel.
Okay. All right. Weapon H, 7 cost, 14 power. When discarded, put this back with -2 cost. This guy was a problem.
Oh, yeah.
He was everywhere. He was one of the cards that I wanted to get. It was either this one or the next one, and I didn't end up with either.
Oh, that's a shame.
It was quite a shame, but I ended up with Fastball Special, so I'm not going to complain because it's taken me far enough. I wanted to get Weapon H. Your thoughts? I wrote just one word, and that's dangerous, because I watched him get dropped pretty low sometimes, and he was always a problem most of the time.
Well, I did get Weapon H, and he went into my discard deck, or disco deck for short, or because Dazzler's already in the game and wouldn't fit in it, I call it Hypno Hustler.
Okay.
But yeah, I haven't been using Hella a lot lately, and I've never been able to get Morgan Le Fay to work. But I mean, you put Weapon H, Apocalypse, and Scorn in the deck, who cares about bringing back your discarded cards? You don't have any to bring back. They're coming back on their own. At one point, I even had the Collector in there just because they kept popping in. I've tweaked that deck a little bit since then. You've got Apocalypse in there. My problem is Scorn could get in the way of Dracula. Even if you never get his cost down or don't end up playing him, he's still there to turn your Dracula into a 15-pointer.
Right.
Yeah, no complaints about this one.
Nice.
You just don't want your whole strategy to be like, oh, I'm going to bring out Weapon H, because if you don't draw him. But yeah, I've got him in there right alongside Apocalypse and my buddy MODOK that I've never said a bad word about.
Don't go looking in the archives.
MODOK and I have come to an understanding. We're good now.
Yeah, that whole discard, put it back with -2 cost, that makes him work well in other decks. So, I mean, it's definitely worth possibly trying to get. And then the next one, Maverick, was the one that I was all excited about. I thought he would be the one that really, like, a lot of people were going to try to get. Maverick was a 3 cost, 3 power, activate, give the next card you play power equal to this card's power. And I was like, just think of all the things I could do to try and pump this dude's power up, and then boom, now you got your next card. The next card that you play could be a 1/1, but he's got 10 power because of what Maverick is going to do. So yeah, I wanted this one. I missed out somehow. I didn't see him a whole lot, even though I thought it was going to be very prominent. I mentioned this Reddit post I'd seen, and you might have seen it. A guy went to do a Maverick Fallen One combo. And as he activated the card, his opponent went first. His opponent either fastball specialed or marrowed. I think he fastball specialed. He fastball specialed somebody into Maverick and got Maverick to like -23 or something. And then he activated it, drops Fallen One at -23. He had activated the card, and then the other player went first. The activation happens. He drops Fallen One, and so people were like, did he have like -23 energy? What happened? They wanted to figure out how Fallen One interacted. No, it just took him down to 0. But regardless, he then had 2 -23 power cards on his side.
I had the opposite experience with Maverick. I did not get Maverick. A friend of mine did. Played him in the deck with Forge. Can't remember if he had Galacta or if that was somebody else. The real fun thing is when I was like, oh, look, who's that there next to Maverick? Oh, Jocasta. Activate twice. Get Maverick built way up. Activate him twice and pour all that power into Zombie Galacti. 26-point cards all over the board.
That would have been crazy to see.
I was playing a Fastball Adamantium Infusion combo deck. It never worked.
Oh, dude.
Never worked out on that.
That sucks.
I was like, well, maybe one game he won't draw Zombie Galacti. Yeah, it didn't happen.
I was going to say, that we were, like, barely saw Zombie Galacti out in the wild. At least,
well, Jesse, we both kind of slept on Journey into Mystery number 392, where Jocasta and Maverick bring the Zombie Galacti to Earth, all to stop Madcap.
It was 1994, 95 when that issue dropped. Was that?
Oh, no, that was the Marvel Comics Presents story that first explored the forbidden romance between Maverick and Jocasta. I wonder if Maverick and Jocasta ever appeared in a real comic together.
That is something. I mean, who do you think has more appearances? Which, that is something we can find out. Who do you think has more appearances?
Oh, I'm going to say Jocasta.
I'll go with Maverick. Let's find out.
Just for sheer longevity.
All right. Maverick.
Oh, hey. So I just Googled Maverick, Jocasta. I forgot to put anything else in. And the AI overview on Google, Maverick and Jocasta refer to characters and concepts in Marvel Comics in the game Marvel Snap.
It's true.
Jocasta is an Avenger ally, sometimes part of a team called the Mavericks. I don't know if that's true.
You got to be kidding me. I don't know if that's true. Maverick.
I don't know either.
Christopher Nord. I bet you're probably right. Now that I think about Jocasta and some of the stuff that happened in Avengers, I think you're probably correct. But let's find out.
I know where to find this out. All right. I don't know.
I'm on Fandom right now. Maverick is listed as having...
well, I'm checking Comic Vine.
So Maverick has...
whoops. I on Jocasta, Queen of Thebes.
94 appearances.
According to Comic Vine, Jocasta has appeared in 447 issues. Of course, that counts reprints, too. Let's see what their total is for Maverick. That counts trades and foreign reprints and all kinds of stuff. 428. 19. Jocasta has 19 more appearances.
Well. What's her first?
I think it was in the 70s. Maverick probably had half of those until Benjamin Percy brought him back as an amoral jerk in the Krakoa era. Let's see. Jocasta's first appearance was Avengers number 162.
Oh, wow.
So that was released in August, or cover dated August 1977.
Okay. Yeah, this has Maverick's first appearance, X-Men Volume 2, Number 5, December of 1991.
I bet Maverick's been on more trading cards.
You're probably right. Wow, that was a discussion we didn't expect to be having, but we done had it right here.
Yeah, thanks for that, Luke.
We appreciate it. Okay, anything else left to say about Maverick here before we get to...
Maverick's dangerous. I'd like to get him, and not just because I have all 12 issues of his post-Onslaught solo series.
The next card, we already talked about Fastball Special, so we're going to move on to Marrow. 2 cost, 3 power. When discarded or destroyed, randomly split -6 power among enemy cards. So I thought it was -7.
I think it is -7. That's what I was going to look at.
I'm pretty sure it's 7.
Yeah, -7.
Well, I think this was the card that I ended up getting, and I actually remember... I think it was a conscious effort that I wanted to get this card. I had my choice. I'm going to try for Maverick, but I went with Marrow, and I was not disappointed. I think this is one of those cards that came out this season that definitely could hit hard if you are able to. So I had Marrow and Elixir combo along with Prodigy. I would just, destroy them, bring one of them back, destroy them again with Venom or something like that.
Use Ajax in that deck?
I do not have Ajax. I wanted to.
My bad.
Yeah.
I still want to call him Barry.
Barry?
He looks like Barry from The Tick versus the Tick. Different color, but same sneer, armor, shield.
Yeah. I was really pleased with Marrow. I ended up with her, and I had a deck that was doing pretty darn well before we got a little bit further into the season. So anyway, your thoughts on Marrow?
Yeah, I got Marrow. Very pleased with her. She went into my Weapon XXL deck. which was more a reference to my shirt size than anything else. Her, Kid Omega, Fastball Special, Adamantium Infusion, Venom, Superior Spider-Man, Black Panther, Symbiote Spider-Man, Nimrod, and Agony, Nico, and America Chavez. Boosting up that power anyway. I can't.
Very nice.
But yeah, I used, like I said, I used Marrow in a lot of decks with, is it the next card we're talking about? No, there's 2 cards from here. But yeah, she's dangerous. Didn't you say last time you're worried she's going to be nerfed? I think she will be. I mean, that 7 is a big swing. I was so reliant on one type of deck, I haven't thought about just putting her in a big subtraction deck. I still don't have Diamondback, but her and Omega Sentinel, that's nasty. Of course, Luke Cage could run it all.
He does. He can.
So, but yeah, I'm going to have to work on that one too. But yeah, Marrow. Never quite knew what to make of Marrow in the comics, but I like Marrow and Snap.
Yeah. All right, next up is Aurora, 6 cost, 6 power. On reveal, give one of your other on reveal cards at each location plus 2 power. Repeat for ongoing, activate. I need to get a good deck together that makes use of her. She feels for a 6/6. I don't know if she's that much of a game breaker. I remember you talking about how she was way overpowered, but she does not make as big of an impact as you want her to.
Yeah, I got her. The only thing I did is I put her in an Arishem deck. Got to thinking, I threw together a new deck today for the high voltage overdrive, and I think she would work in that because you've got a bunch of cards that you're not expecting. You get like 8 cards in that aren't in your original deck. So I wanted her in something that had a variety of cards. She might be good to run with Kang too. Or Nightmare even. Because, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. So, yeah, she's a fun card. I don't know how effective she could be. Right. But in one where you're not quite sure what you have, having her come in on the end and spreading those points out is not a bad option.
I think I was using her when I was using her along with Shauna the She-Devil.
Oh, that's a good idea.
We would drop the 1 cost in each lane, and you just kind of sit there and pray that one of them's going, they're going to be on reveal or ongoing or whatever in some way.
Yeah, she could be fun, and I'm glad there's more Alpha Flight, but I just think she got overshadowed by a lot of good cards this season.
Yeah. All right.
She's one of those that maybe you'll see sneaking up in some other kind of deck or archetype, and you're like, oh yeah, well, we sleep on Aurora.
Right. Fantomex, 4 cost, 6 power, activate. If you've had cards discarded and destroyed, afflict front row enemy cards at each location with -2 power. And I've seen this maybe a handful of times, but I can tell you that it did cause me some trouble.
I did not get him during the season, but since we had to delay recording, I did wind up with him. Then I started putting together decks with him and Wild Child. I have one that tries to balance discard and destroy. Of course, X-23, Wolverine, and Marrow also work with discard and destroy. Those 3 are pretty much a must. Then I started thinking, instead of trying to cram both those archetypes in there, how about you just do one and put in a card so that you're pretty much guaranteed if you draw it, you can have the other one. So that's where I got a mostly destroy deck: Deadpool, X-23, Wild Child, Carnage, Wolverine, Marrow, Venom, Fantomex, and then Red Hulk for some points. I threw in Colleen Wing later, but even before that, I put in Black Cat. If you draw a Black Cat, just leave her alone. Suddenly you've got a discard. In my Hypno Hustler discard deck, I forget who I took out, but I put Atuma in there. All you got to do is play Atuma, then play a lower card, and suddenly you've got to destroy, and the rest are discards. So that's what I went with instead of trying to do both, because there were just so many cards to choose from. Tried to weight it heavily and then throw in another card that would work. Since Marrow can be activated by either having Colleen Wing in there is good in case you never draw Black Cat.
I like that.
And Fantomex can make a difference. He's not going to overpower it, but -4 at multiple locations is nothing to sneeze at. Again, we'll have to add that to the bingo card. But I mean, he's useful. He's got an animation that's supposed to show you when both of them are available, but that doesn't always kick in. So sometimes I just activate him just in case. But yeah, I really like that. Now, how effective has it been? I managed to start this season at 75, and after using multiple decks like that, I was around 73, 74, maybe back to 75. So it didn't I'm not saying the cards aren't effective. Maybe it was just me using them, but it's been fun to mess with. But yeah, for a while, I just had like 3 or 4 decks using Fantomex and Wild Child, trying to see how to make it stick. So it's been fun.
All right, we get into our locations here, and our first location is probably one of the better locations. Hospice changes to card power are doubled here. Yes, I went into this thinking, well, yeah, if you can increase power, it's going to double. Great. And then I think it was you that said, hey, it also goes for negative power too.
Yeah.
And that actually won me a game a couple days ago where I had Adam Warlock out there. This dude had Iron Man and 3 other cards that came to a total of 48 power. I cannot remember what ended up happening. But regardless, I ended up hitting him with the Fastball Special and sent Infinite right into one of the face of, I think it was Iron Man, and changed that to a minus 40 something. And the final tally of the lane was I won it 5-3.
Nice.
Maybe it was 4. Either way, I won just by a point, which was hilarious. But I like this as a location. I thought it was great. Anytime I see it on the board now, I'm like, okay, I've got a strategy with this one. So what's your thoughts on Hospice?
Well, now that I finally figured out what it does, I don't know why I would see it and I'd be like, wait, what's that do again? I think the only explanation I can come up with is that it does sometimes boost your power. I kept getting it mixed up with Mosh Pit.
Mosh Pit? Okay.
A Hospice, Mosh Pit, pretty much the same thing.
No, sure.
Yeah, for some reason it took a long time for it to register for me what it actually did. But yeah, it's pretty neat. Enjoyed it. It can definitely be a difference maker.
I liked it. And I definitely legioned it. Of course
but you legioned the next one too.
I tried. Essex's Lab, after turn 4, destroy a card. Your others here split its power. I would usually legion this as best as I could anyway. I'd have to try and get 5 power in on turn 4, which is sometimes a struggle. But I could pull it off, and it was fun. Yeah. It would also cost me some problems too, as long as I made sure that I had 2 cards on each place, or at least 2 cards on 2 lanes. If you only had 1 card there, that card got destroyed and it was gone. So
I think sometimes I just use it as an extra destroy. I did not get very strategic with it.
That's probably best too. I mean, that's a good idea. I liked it. I mean, it wasn't anything great. I don't think I had some grand strategy on it.
I mean, good place to leave Marrow.
True. Thanks a lot for joining us. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for the next installment of Snap Material.